Welcome to Famous People, English Stories. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
Imagine this, you've just moved to the USA. You're walking down a street and see a sign that says apartment for rent, call now. Your heart races. This could be your dream home. But then you realize you're not sure what questions to ask, how to understand the rental terms, or what some of the words even mean. In the next few minutes, you'll learn the exact English you need to rent an apartment confidently in the USA and avoid costly mistakes. Renting a place here isn't just about saying, "I like this apartment," and signing papers. It's a conversation, a negotiation, and sometimes even a test of your listening skills. In this video, I'll take you through the entire process, from the moment you search online to the day you sign the lease, and we'll explore words and phrases that Americans use all the time in the rental market. For example, lease, a legal contract between you and the landlord, usually for 12 months. If you break it early, you might have to pay a fee. Security deposit, money you pay up front to cover possible damage. If you keep the apartment in good condition, you get this money back. Utilities, services like water, electricity, and gas. Sometimes they're included in the rent, sometimes not. We'll also talk about cultural tips. Did you know that in many American cities, apartments can be rented within hours of being listed? That means knowing how to speak clearly and ask the right questions can make the difference between getting the place you want or losing it to someone faster. By the end of this video, you won't just know rental vocabulary, you'll know how to use it naturally in real conversations, so you can walk into any apartment viewing feeling prepared and confident. Chapter 1: Searching for an apartment and understanding listings. When you start looking for an apartment in the USA, the search often begins online. Websites like Zillow, Apartments.com, or Craigslist are full of rental ads, but here's the challenge. The descriptions can be full of marketing language that sounds good but doesn't always mean what you expect. Understanding these words can save you time, money, and frustration. Let's break down some common listing terms. Studio apartment, one single room that includes your living space, sleeping area, and usually a small kitchen corner. No separate bedroom. One bedroom, two bedroom, an apartment with separate rooms for sleeping. Cozy often means small. Sometimes landlords use this to make a tiny apartment sound charming. Spacious, the opposite of cozy, plenty of room to move around. Pet-friendly, animals are allowed, but there might be extra fees or rules. Utilities included, your rent already covers things like electricity, water, gas, and sometimes internet. If it says utilities not included, you'll have to pay for them separately. Prime location usually means the apartment is in a popular or central area, but it might also mean higher rent. Sometimes listings will use tricky phrases like needs TLC. TLC means tender loving care, which is a polite way to say the apartment is old or needs repairs. Another example is up-and-coming neighborhood. This means the area might be improving, but could still be noisy or unsafe in some parts. When reading listings, it's important to ask yourself, what are they not saying? If the ad doesn't mention parking, laundry, or heating, you'll need to ask. In the USA, every small detail can make a big difference in your comfort, and in your budget. A good tip: keep a notebook or use your phone to write down vocabulary and questions for each apartment you see online. That way, when you call the landlord or visit in person, you're ready to get all the important information before making a decision. Chapter 2: Talking to the landlord or property manager. Once you've found an apartment you like, the next step is to contact the landlord or property manager. This conversation is your chance to show that you're a reliable tenant, someone who will pay rent on time and take care of the property. In the USA, first impressions matter a lot. Even if the conversation is short, speaking clearly and politely can make a big difference. Let's start with a simple opening. Hello, my name is, your name. I saw your listing for the apartment on, street name, and I'm very interested. Is it still available? From there, you'll want to ask key questions to make sure the apartment fits your needs. Here are some examples, with explanations. What is the monthly rent? Always confirm the exact amount, even if it's in the ad. Are utilities included? Remember, utilities can add hundreds of dollars to your monthly costs. How much is the security deposit? This is usually equal to 1 month's rent, but it can be more. Is there an application fee? In the USA, many landlords charge a non-refundable fee to cover background checks. When is the apartment available to move in? Timing is important if you need a place quickly. What's the lease length? Most leases are for 12 months, but some are shorter or longer. You might also need to answer their questions. A landlord might ask about your job or income. They want to know you can afford the rent. Your rental history. If you've rented before, they may call your previous landlord. Credit score. In the USA, this is a number that shows how well you've managed debt or bills in the past. Tip: if you're new to the USA and don't have a credit score yet, you can offer extra proof, like a letter from your employer or bank statements. This shows you're trustworthy even without American rental history. During the conversation, try to sound interested but not desperate. If you seem too eager, you might lose the chance to negotiate rent or terms. Keep your tone friendly, professional, and confident. And one last cultural note: in many U.S. cities, landlords can receive dozens of calls in one day. If you don't get a quick reply, follow up politely the next day. Persistence, without being pushy, can help you stand out. Chapter 3: Visiting the apartment and what to look for. Stepping inside the apartment is your best chance to decide if it's truly the right place for you, and to spot any hidden problems before you sign anything. Many renters make the mistake of focusing only on how the apartment looks and not on how it works. This is where asking the right questions in English can save you a lot of trouble later. Here's a step-by-step approach for your visit. Greet politely and restate your interest. Thanks for meeting me today. I'm looking forward to seeing the apartment. This sets a friendly tone and shows respect. Check the basics. Does the heating, air conditioning work well? In the USA, weather can be extreme depending on the state. Is there hot water all day? Some older buildings have limits. How is the internet connection here? In some areas, internet service is limited or expensive. Look for maintenance issues. Landlords won't always point these out, so you need to look yourself. Check under sinks for leaks. Open and close windows to see if they work. Turn on lights to test electricity. Ask, how quickly do you handle repairs? This will tell you if maintenance is reliable. Ask about the neighborhood. Even if you love the apartment, the area matters. Is there public transportation nearby? Are there grocery stores or restaurants within walking distance? What is the parking situation? Parking can be expensive or hard to find in big cities. Look beyond the surface. In rental ads, you might see phrases like freshly painted or new carpet, nice touches, but don't let them distract you from asking about rent increases, noise levels, or hidden fees. One cultural tip. In the USA, it's common to take photos or videos during your visit. Just ask first. Do you mind if I take some pictures for reference? This helps you remember details and compare apartments later. Finally, trust both your eyes and your instincts. If something feels off, maybe the landlord avoids certain questions or you notice a bad smell, take that seriously. Renting is a big decision, and you want to feel comfortable in your new home from the very beginning. Chapter 4: Understanding the lease and signing the agreement. The lease is the most important document you'll deal with when renting in the USA. It's a legally binding contract between you and the landlord, which means once you sign it, you're agreeing to follow all of its rules, and so is the landlord. Many English learners, and even native speakers, sign leases without fully understanding them, and that can lead to expensive surprises. A typical lease will include lease term, how long the agreement lasts. Usually 12 months, but some are shorter, month to month, or longer. Rent amount and due date, exactly how much you'll pay each month and when it's due. Missing a payment date can mean late fees. Security deposit rules, how much it is, when it will be returned, and what conditions you must meet to get it back. Maintenance responsibilities, who fixes what. Some leases require tenants to handle small repairs, others make the landlord responsible. Rules about guests, pets, and noise. Breaking these rules could mean fines or even eviction. Here are some useful words and phrases you might see. Clause, a specific chapter of the lease that explains one rule or condition. Renewal option, your right to continue renting after the lease ends. Early termination, ending the lease before it's finished, often with a penalty. Notice period, how many days in advance you must tell the landlord before moving out, often 30 days. Rent increase, how much the rent can go up when the lease renews. Before signing, ask the landlord to explain anything you don't understand. You can say, "Could you explain this clause in simpler terms? What happens if I need to move out before the lease ends? Are there any additional fees not listed here?" One key cultural point, in the USA, your signature is legally binding. There's no "I didn't understand" excuse later. If you're unsure, take the lease home, read it carefully, and even have a friend or legal advisor look it over. A good landlord will respect your caution. Rushing is a red flag. Also, make sure you get a signed copy of the lease for your records. Keep it in a safe place. You might need it to prove your rights if a dispute comes up. Signing the lease isn't just paperwork, It's the official start of your new life in that apartment. Once you're sure everything is clear and fair, sign with confidence, knowing you've taken the right steps to protect yourself. Chapter 5: Moving in and living in your new apartment. The keys are in your hand, the lease is signed, and the apartment is officially yours. Now comes the exciting, and sometimes overwhelming, part: moving in and getting settled. This stage is more than just unpacking boxes. It's also about starting your daily life smoothly and building good habits as a tenant. 1. Document the condition of the apartment. Before you bring in your furniture, take photos or videos of every room, focusing on any scratches, stains, or damage. In English, you might say, "I just want to make sure we're both clear on the apartment's condition." This protects you later when you move out, so you can get your full security deposit back. 2. Set up your utilities. If they're not included in your rent, you'll need to arrange services like electricity, water, gas, internet, and sometimes trash collection. When calling utility companies, common phrases include, "I'd like to set up a new account for this address." "When can the service start?" Some companies might require a deposit, especially if you have no payment history in the USA. 3. Introduce yourself to neighbors. While it's not required, greeting your neighbors can make your life easier. A simple "Hi, I'm new here" can open the door to friendly relationships and useful local advice. 4. Keep good communication with your landlord. If something breaks, report it quickly. The heater isn't working. Could you arrange a repair? Document requests in writing, email, or text, so there's a record. This avoids misunderstandings later. 5. Learn the building rules. Some apartments have shared laundry rooms, gyms, or parking spaces. Others have quiet hours. Knowing the rules helps you avoid fines and keep a good relationship with everyone. 6. Budget for rent and expenses. In the USA, paying rent late can hurt your credit score or lead to eviction notices. A tip: set up automatic payments if possible. Living in your new apartment is also about enjoying your space. Add small touches to make it feel like home: plants, photos, or decorations. Remember, this is more than just a rental. It's your personal space to relax, recharge, and feel comfortable. By understanding not only the vocabulary but also the culture of renting in the USA, you'll avoid common mistakes, protect your finances, and truly feel at home, no matter where you've come from. Conclusion, wrapping up, and final motivation. Renting an apartment in the USA can feel like a challenge, especially if English isn't your first language, but now you've seen that with the right vocabulary, the right questions, and the right mindset, you can handle every step like a pro. From searching listings and understanding marketing language, to talking with landlords, visiting apartments, reading leases, and finally moving in, you're now equipped to approach the process with confidence. Remember, renting isn't just about finding four walls and a roof. It's about choosing a place that fits your life, your budget, and your comfort. The words and phrases you learn today aren't just for this video. They're tools you can carry with you every time you move, and they'll help you sound more natural and informed in any rental conversation. If you take away only one lesson, let it be this: never be afraid to ask for clarification. In the USA, it's normal and smart to ask detailed questions. Whether it's about utilities, lease terms, or building rules, asking questions shows that you care about making the right choice. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever rented an apartment in the USA or another country? What was the most confusing part for you? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else. If you found this video useful, make sure to like it, subscribe for more practical English lessons, and share it with someone who's planning to rent in the USA. The more you learn, the more confident you'll become, not just in English, but in life. You've got this. The next time you see a for rent sign, you won't just look at it. You'll know exactly what to do.